Hi, I'm Tracy Faulkner from Lush Fabrics with your release for this week. We have another 10 fabrics for you. We've been pretty consistent lately with a number of fabrics. First one, you've seen this print, you've seen this colorway before. This is a whole new base. This is Oasis in black. And I really wanted to get my hands on this one to sew it up, but I missed out, which is okay because Leanne has done an amazing job. Check that out. So we've also had Oasis in a white or an ivory background. It's a really big, beautiful print. So it deserves something big. Sorry, just moving something out of the way. You know, like a big pair of palazzo pants or a maxi skirt or a maxi dress, something like that would be fantastic with it. So DTY is a poly knit. It feels nice and smooth, a little bit slinky, nice to wear in summer. It is all poly, but because of its texture, it's actually really nice to wear in the warmer weather. Really good stretch both ways and nice drape. So this can be sewn up into a huge variety of things. I would treat this pretty much the same as a brushed poly, in that there are just heaps of different garments that you can make out of this sort of a fabric. Okay, 4000 is the thread that we have for this one. And I'll just push that back a little bit. So I keep chopping off my own head there. There we go, that's better. All right, so we put this one with liquid gold modal, which is really pretty, and green double brush poly, and go green double brush poly. It's just got those lighter colors in here. So Oasis in black, DTY. Now, a gorgeous rayon spandex. This one is called Just You. And I'm going to show you up close. It's just a cute little ditzy flower. Excuse the wrinkles there. And this really sweet green. It's a gorgeous color. It's a nice soft fabric. It's a very stretchy fabric. You can see how bouncy it is just here. So good for t-shirts. Doesn't mean you can't make something longer, but it will need some reinforcing, some stabilizing, that sort of thing. Something to help give it some strength if you're going to make something a bit more than a t-shirt. So some clear elastic or something in the horizontal seams to give it some strength. So there's your stretch both ways. It's got very, very good horizontal stretch. Sorry, that was vertical. Very good vertical stretch. And you can see from this drape, look at how thin this is. It's just so drapey, it's actually pulling down. So it will get a little bit bigger during the day, this one, if it's heavy and if it's not strengthened up with that clear elastic or something in those seams. No matching thread for this one, unfortunately. I actually didn't do very well with matching threads at all today. Sorry about that. The white, off-white modal is what we put with this one. It's a really sweet little color. Just You, rayon spandex. All right, we've got a few double brush polys here. This one is called Sunburst. Let me open that up. So double brush poly is basically DTY that has been brushed on both sides. Isn't that cute? It's a really sweet little print. And the background is a very, very soft yellow. It's a pretty yellow actually. And there's some really nice soft colors in here. You could create a really nice palette with this. A few colors you can choose from. So there is your horizontal stretch, vertical, and drape. So unlike the round spandex, this one has pretty good recovery on its stretch. So you can make a long garment, a short garment, a tight garment, a flowy garment, anything with this stuff. It's really, really good like that. It's really versatile. Now I put this one with 750. This is probably more of a beige than a yellow, but I thought it worked quite well. I like my thread to be just a little bit darker than the color I'm trying to match on the fabric, and that's what this one does. So 750 is what I put in for that one. Off-white modal again with this. And what else do we have? Green forest. And that's really nice to pick up these greens here. And beige, double brush poly. Sorry, that green forest was also double brush poly. Sunburst, double brushed. Okay, illuminate, double brushed is what we have next. This one's quite nice and soft. Let's open that up. It has a pretty cool print on it, this one, and some pretty cute colors in there as well. Let's see. Let me show you that. There we go. It's a little bit retro, isn't it? So great stretch again. Both ways, and there is your drape. Although there's more greens in this, I actually put black as the coordinating thread because there is black in it, and because there's so many greens, you'd have to choose one of them. And I thought you probably all had some black at home already. Okay, tropical green DTY is one good match, and Tiffany cotton spandex is really nice too. What else do we have? Kelly green athletic. You wanted some athletic knit to go with it, and there's no reason why you couldn't use some of these different fabric bases together. So just because you want to use double brush poly doesn't mean you can't then use the other fabric bases to go in with that garment as well, whether it's the bands, whether it's color blocking. You can mix these fabric bases. Ivory, double brush poly. Sorry, I'm sitting a bit close to the camera today. I'm cutting my head off still. Okay, illuminate, double brush poly. Now, I really like this next one. It's so pretty. We released one the same print, but a different colorway just a couple of weeks ago called Pink Romance. That was also really pretty. This one is called Lavender Romance. And it's really, really sweet. So it's a big print. I'm gonna hold that up for you. So it's a very big print, so you need to keep that in mind when you're deciding what to sew, what garment to make. But aren't those colors just gorgeous? It's really pretty. Really nice, like lavender background. It's lovely and soft. It's got the good stretch, of course, because it's double brush poly, and really nice drape. Couldn't find a good match in thread, unfortunately. We do have some purples, but this purple was just, it had a bit more blue in it than the ones that we have for thread, so I couldn't find a good match. We do have some good coordinating fabrics though. So this is dark lavender, and we also have grape cotton spandex. It's another option. Coconut milk DTY, and ash cotton spandex for those greys that are there, and the amethyst 220 GSM rib knit is another one that you could use. Super pretty. Lavender Romance. Okay, next, you have seen this one before. This is a double brush poly, so it's Captivate in Pink double brush poly. We have had it, and we've called it single brush poly previously. This does not feel single brush to me at all, so I have changed it to double brushed. But it should look familiar to you. It's a really pretty print. It's really nice and soft, of course, with the same stretch as the other double brush polys. Nice drape. So I just put a black thread with this because there's a fair amount of black in there, and I thought that was a pretty safe bet. All right, now we have matched this one up with Very Berry DTY, which is really nice, really brings out those pinks Obviously black would be something that would look great with this too. We've got something a little bit different, sage broderie on glaze to match in with those colours. And Peachy Keen DTY. Oops, sorry, this one's a bit funky. There we go, matches in with those. Dark Mauve, double brush poly. Probably more down here. And is there another one? Beige. Beige double brush poly as well. All right, Captivate in Pink double brush poly. Now that's enough of the double brush polys. I have a couple of rib knits to show you, and this first one is the sweetest thing. I'm going to show you up close. How cute is that? It's so sweet. It's the most beautiful light baby pink. And the print on it is really sweet because the flowers, or the colours I should say, are quite subtle. It's there, but it's really subtle in its colours. I like that. So this is called Trust. So you can see the ribbing. You can see there is quite a bit of print there, but it's not really in your face. Nice and subtle. It's lovely and soft. And rib knit, you can make a multitude of different garments with this as well. I have a few tops and dresses in rib knit, and they're definitely my favourite. Doesn't mean you couldn't make a skirt or a cardigan. You could do pants if you wanted to. A little play suit or a jumpsuit would be really cute as well. So there's lots and lots of options with the rib knit, and it's great to wear on a hot day. I would wear rib knit on a 40-degree day. Okay, 5096 is the thread. This is a little bit darker than the fabric base, but I think it'll work well. All right, we've put this with Sand double brush poly and Radiant Orchid. This is a 200 GSM modal, and that will really bring those colours out. And what else have we done? Ivory Viscose and Apricot single brush poly for these. Can you actually see those? You can see a little bit there. These more orangey apricot-y colours in here. Okay, Trust rib knit. And another rib knit, State of Mind. We've had this print before. This time we are in blue. And it's a pretty blue. It's very sky blue, don't you think? Cute little print on it. The rib again, lovely and soft, good stretch both ways, great drape. You can see that it's the lighter white on the background, as a lot of these are. So keep that in mind, because if you're doing a high-low hem or something like that, or a cardigan, you'll see the inside of it. No matching thread again, I'm sorry for this one, but we put this with light brown to go with those little bits in the flowers there. And I've got the right, oh no, it's right here. More organised than I thought. Ivory Rayon Chalet and Banana double brush poly. State of Mind in blue rib knit. All right, my last two for you today are wovens. The first one, black gingham. Gingham is really everywhere at the moment, isn't it? We've got a black gingham dress in our Lush inspired store, and they're everywhere that you look, but they're really sweet. And Rayon Chalet is another way of saying 100% rayon woven fabric. It's very light. I've got no stretch to show you, but I can show you the drape. It's really beautiful to wear on a hot day because it's light, because it's made of rayon. It really helps to keep you nice and cool. All right, this one you can put with either 4000 or 2002, and I'm sure you have something at home that will work just nicely. Now ivory viscose for this one, and of course black, and just about any other color under the sun will look amazing with this if you did want to color block or make two separate garments and have one that matches with it. So it's really, really lovely, this gingham. All right, and our last fabric is our Lush Sunday Special, and it's a rayon crepe-on, and it's what I am wearing. It's called Awaken Rayon Crepe-on. I love the color. You probably know by now how much I love this color. Look, it's got a really sweet, don't fall off my stool. You see there, sweet little back that just ties up. And it's really lovely and cool to wear. I put a zip in and everything, and I don't usually do that sort of sewing, but I thought it was really pretty. This is the Amsterdam pattern from Styler. I know I've sewn a lot of Styler lately. I am not affiliated with them whatsoever. I just quite like the patterns that they've got at the moment. I've got a few more coming in the next couple of weeks as well. But yet, no affiliation. I just like what they have. So, well, I can just bring myself up, can't I? So they're just cute little little flowers on there. It's a nice small print. And as I said, it's a nice, comfortable, cool to wear fabric. It is the crepe-on, so I don't know if you can see that little wrinkle effect texture that's there. It's not really obvious, but it is there. I believe you do still need to iron this fabric. I know lots of people will do all sorts of things to avoid ironing. I believe it probably does need an iron before you put it on. And certainly while sewing, you can see that it drapes and falls really nicely. And I'll just open it up here as well. So it just falls away really nicely. It's a beautiful rich color. I love it. So no matching threads, but you can match it up with the olive ghost crepe that just gets those leaves in there. Now this matches, I'm not sure if you wear them together though. This is Oink cotton spandex, and that just goes with the pink that's in those flowers. Ivory rayon chalet for those white bits, and bright burgundy cotton spandex as well for the reds that are in these leaves here. It might be a bit hard to tell. When you look at products on our website, if you actually click on the product, it shows you a picture. If you scroll over that with your mouse, it does enlarge it for you. So you can get more detail on these sorts of prints to see what they look like a little bit more, just in case you haven't come across that feature on the website. So this one is the Lush Sunday Special, which means it's a little bit cheaper just for today. So if you haven't tried Lush Fabrics before, or you're not sure what rayon crepe-on is, it's a good day to give it a go. All right, that is everything. We have just finished a sale last night. We did a back to school sale because we were just so happy that our children were back at school. It was lovely having the holidays with them, but it gets a bit long, especially if you're like me and you have two little boys at home that are just at each other towards the end. So it's nice for them to have their separate space, and my goodness, it's so nice to be back into a routine. So we were so happy that we thought we would spread that joy and have a sale as well. So we do have a backlog of orders at the moment while we get through those. So give us a little bit of extra time with these orders for these new releases today to get those all out to you. Please enter our competitions on Facebook and YouTube. There are two $25 gift cards up for grabs there. And all of these fabrics are now available on our website, which is www.lushfabrics.com.au. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next week with some more. Bye-bye.